How do you actually do theopoetecology? How do you pick up a poem, a liturgy, a film, a landscape, and analyze it through this framework? Today, we will introduce this tool that makes it possible, the Analytical Coding Framework, or the ACF. These are 8 questions, 8 lenses. Each reveals a layer that the others cannot see alone. Apply all 8, and you will surface meaning that no single existing method can find. Welcome to episode 4 of Theopoetecology. My name is Dennis Matthews Jr., and I am a PhD student at Liberty University. Today we're talking about the ACP, or the Analytical Coding Framework of Theopoetecology. Let's start with Domain 1, the Divine Reverent. What aspect of God or divine action is implied, invoked, or addressed in this material? This isn't asking whether God is appearing or not, it's asking about how the theological claim is being made, even if it's being made indirectly. In Domain 2, you'll see the symbolic vehicle. What is the primary metaphor, image, or symbol through which meaning is carried? This is where close reading lives, not what the text says, but what it says through. In Domain 3, you'll see ecological logic. How do patterns of growth, interdependence, decay, renewal, and seasonal movement operate in a source of material? This is the lens that most existing methods completely miss. In Domain 4, you'll see poetic logic. How do metaphor, paradox, imagery, rhythm, sound, and narrative forms shape the theological meaning? The form question, not just what it says, but how the saying creates the meaning. In Domain 5, you'll see contextual environment. What is the primary symbolic context, scriptural, cultural, artistic, liturgical, or experimental? Which environments are most active? Which are applied? In Domain 6, you'll see interpretive effect. What is the apparent effect on the reader or community? Wonder, conviction, transformation, consolation, repentance. What does the material do to you? In Domain 7, you'll see temporal movement. Does the meaning arrive immediately or does it ripen? Is this text complete in its first encounter or does it require living into? Does it grow with you over time or is understanding immediate? In Domain 8, you'll see relational outcome. What ethical response, spiritual formation, or community impact is implied or described? The framework always comes back to formation. How does this text call you to live differently? Let me demonstrate all 8 domains in a single verse. In John 15:5, we see Jesus saying this: I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. For Domain 1, the divine reverence, Christ as the source of relational life, a sustaining relational deity, not a remote lawgiver, but a vine. For Domain 2, you'll see the symbolic vehicle, the vine and branch relationship, an agricultural, ecological relationship of total dependence and shared life. Ecological logic, nutrient flow, pruning as the transformation, fruit bearing as the purpose of the whole system, not the branch's achievement, but the system's product. Poetic logic, the I am echoing Exodus, the repetition of you are placing the listener inside the relationship, the grammar of belonging. Contextual environment, the Passover discourse, Jewish agricultural tradition, Mediterranean viticulture as the assumed landscape of the theological claim. Interpretive effect. The disciples are not positioned as mere observers of the doctrine, but they are participants in an ecological relationship. They are the branches. They are already in the system. Temporal movement. Abiding in is slow formation. Bearing fruit takes time. This verse describes a long-term practice, not an instantaneous result. Relational outcome. Communal fruitfulness, interdependence. The branches cannot bear fruit apart from the vine. The ethical implications are relational, ecological, and communal. Unique to the ACP is how divine meaning and revelation can be exemplified and revealed through the ripening process as we see a piece of literature, a text, or liturgy through each lens. Specifically in Domain 3, we can see how when Jesus says that I am the vine and you are the branches, The relationship between the vine and branch itself, the branch not able to bear fruit without the vine, exemplifies this imperatively. 8 lenses and 1 verse. Each reveals what the others cannot, and that is the ACF. In the next episode, we will discuss ripening, the theology of slow meaning, and why the most important formation cannot be rushed. I'll see you there. 8 lenses and 1 verse. Each reveals what the others cannot, and that is the ACF. In the next episode, we will discuss ripening, the theology of slow meaning, and why the most important formation can't be rushed. I'll see you there.